so many we tank players always choose Mercy as our pocket? Is there a reason for this? Has Mercy infected our brains and other parts of our body and we just don't know what else to do anymore? Why? Why do we tanks always pick Mercy? 90% of the time, if you ask a tank, go Mercy. You ask a Genji, go Mercy. You ask any role, mostly tank players, myself included, I'm guilty of this. Why do we choose Mercy? And today's matchup is going to be Mercy versus Ana. That's the matchup today. I'm going to justify why I choose Mercy every time versus Ana. And it's not what you think it is. It has to do with the player, not the hero. We tanks choose our pocket healers based on principle. The principle of the players who play that role. The players who play Ana don't make Ana attractive for a pocket partner. The players who play Mercy make that character very attractive to play with. It has to do with mindsets. It's up here. This is where the fight is. It's not, they could give Ana all the heals in the world. They could give her 3 nanos on a cooldown. They could take her ult and make it a basic skill like they did for Mercy. Mercy back in the day, you guys don't know, back in Overwatch 1 before the big patches came in, 2016 to 18, Mercy's ult was mass res. Now her ult, that became one of her key skills. Now it's on cooldown. She can res every 20 seconds or whatever it is. They could do that for Ana. They could give Ana her nano on cooldown every 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds you get a nano. Or every minute you get a nano, and they can reduce the damage of the nano and how much heals you receive and protection from the nano. They could do that. It wouldn't make a single difference to a tank player. A tank player would still, by far and large, still not choose Ana as a pocket most of the time. I'm saying 100%. I'm not talking for all tanks. Welcome back, it's your boy Victor. I'm a tank main. I'm a Reinhardt main since 2016. I'm a Lord Thor, I'm a protection warrior. Anywhere there's a tank role, I've probably shielded for you and healed for you at dungeon party. You've probably come across me somewhere. I'm a pure tank player. That means I've played tank for 10 plus years exclusively. I'm not a tank who pretends to be a tank and I'm half the time DPS and half the time a healer. No, I've been tanking non-stop in that role forever. It's all I know. I don't know how to do anything else. I can't DPS and I can't heal for my life, but I can tank for you. And I always choose Mercy for a good reason. The player. The players who play Mercy are really, really flexible. The Ana players, the vast majority I've come across from low to mid elo. I've played from bronze to plat 2 in Overwatch 2, and I've done bronze to diamond Overwatch 1. Ana's been around a very long time, almost 10 years. It recently got a nerf, and you would think that would make Ana more attractive for tank players to want as a pocket, and it still doesn't happen. If you take any Spectrum, any real life gameplay, if you go into a match right now as you're watching this video, if you queue into a match and you go in there, you can see Ana comes up in a 50% ban rate. You can see people ask Ana mains, can you swap to Mercy? Can you swap to Kiriko? Can you swap to Moira? There's a reason tanks and DPS ask Ana to swap. I can only give the tank perspective. I can't give you a DPS one. Here's why we tanks make that choice. Ana players by far and large get too caught up in the mindset that their job is to DPS because you have a scope. That scope ability has given Ana players the wrong impression. You guys are under the assumption that because you have a scope, you should be looking for Pharah, looking for Genji, looking for Echo. That's not your job. That scope is not for you to DPS. That scope is for you to heal tanks far away, heal Cassidy far away, heal Genji from far away. That scope is for you to heal with, not to DPS. I don't care if you think Genji's full health or Reinhardt, myself. Forget the DPS. Me, tank. I main Reinhardt, Doomfist, Sigma, Ramatra. That's my general vibe. Let's say I'm on Doomfist, I'm on the enemy side. My cooldown to jump back is 7 seconds on Doomfist. It would take 3 seconds for a Bastion to melt me. It would take 3 seconds for McCree to flashbang me again and reset my cooldown. So technically I would be in the enemy backline for 14 seconds. That scope would be very handy if you could find me and keep shooting me with heals. And too many cases come up in competitive between bronze to platinum, including platinum, where Honor players are scoping to do DPS. They think instead of healing me, they try and kill the people trying to kill me. I'm already there. I'm already at the point. Heal me and I will kill them. Not you kill them, then heal me. Or you try and kill them and then watch me die. Because now you've deprived 2-3 other people of a tank because I can't come back. Do you see what I mean? That's what happens. That's a bad call. You guys get too caught up in that kind of mindset, and tanks notice that. Like, we see it. I give you a prime example. I streamed 2-3 nights ago, Friday, and I did competitive Overwatch. I streamed it here on YouTube and over at Twitch. I was at the enemy side with Ramatra about to ult, and I was about to die. Kid you not, about to die. Ana decided to shoot and ping and try and kill the McCree and the Bastion. Keep in mind, if she had pressed tab, she would have seen I had my ult ready. She could have given me nano and I would have killed 3 people. But instead, she tried to kill Bastion. She didn't try an anti-nade. She could have thrown me an anti-nade. That would have healed me and anti-nade Bastion. I could have killed him. No. She tried to scope. And she tried to scope the Bastion. And she missed. By the time she even got 3 shots off, I was dead. Bastion shredded me to pieces. Now, everyone knows if you say something to an Honor player like that in chat, it leads to its whole nutshell of that chat log becomes a war zone. That thing should be like, that belongs in the Epstein files. If you ever criticize an Honor mate or someone who is not healing because they think they're DPS, that's, bro, just leave. Leave. Take your sanity. Get out. Next match. Leave. But I'm not trying to dunk on Honor players. Please don't get me wrong. There are benefits to Ana. Ana is, on paper, stronger than Mercy. She has more heals. That nano is worth more value to a Genji, to a DPS. Even for a tank player, for me, it's very attractive. I get nanos on Reinhardt and Doomfist, and I shred people down. I do get critical kills with the nano, but that percentage of Ana who make that call is very small in the pool of Ana players. The thing is, whenever you go into a competitive match, it's random. And as a tank player, I have to make a choice based on the principle. The principle is I have to assume either most players who play Ana have the mindset of like, I'm a healer and I heal first and I DPS second. My job is to build my nano as quick as possible, give it to a tank, give it to a DPS. My job is to look down that scope, find who's missing heals and heal them up. But that's not the principle of all Ana players. That's the tragedy of it. It's because there are good Ana players who do this very, very well. It's just the people who play Ana with them, they're the exception, not the rule. And the exception always suffers from it. If you were to send me 3 friend requests tomorrow as a healer, and I was told one is a Mercy main, one's an Ana main, and I was going into competitive tonight, I would message the Mercy first. I would message her first because she doesn't have the incentive to do DPS. Mercy has to do mostly healing, and as a tank player, I want the most amount of heals I can get so I can do the most amount of making space and dropping the enemy team. If I'm moving the payload, for example, if I'm moving the payload and I'm standing on the payload and you're way in the back line trying to scope, I'm gonna die. If my shield is down or it's on regen or I can't LOS, let's say it's out in the broad open, like Junkertown's an example of this. Junkertown is a death zone for a tank. If you're moving that payload, you're in the open air, you're exposed. Waiting on shield regen and having no shield is a quick way to die. I can't rely on a scoping, trying to kill Echo, trying to kill Pharah. I need an Ana who has her scopes pointed right down my back and is shooting non-stop. Shooting. Because at any given time, Pharah ult, McCree ult, Bastion, I could get a Freya arrow straight to the head. I can get hacked by Sombra. I could be in the middle of a Genji nano. If the Ana is not because the assumption is the second healer is with the DPS, so I'm going to assume the Ana is with me. Now, for some perspective on that, some positives to Ana. Ana is by far, she is and will remain to be for the time being, because Mercy is nerfed, the best healer in the game next to Kiriko and Moira. That's without a doubt. Ana is up there. But the player base for Ana and how they use Ana is what hurts Ana the most in competitive. I'm going to confess, peace sign. I'm going to confess, I am guilty of normalizing banning Ana in the gold to plat area. I've been doing it for over a year. When I was back in plat 3, plat 4, when I was diving to gold, I've been banning Ana for a long time, even before the Mercy nerf. A lot of tank players can attest to what I'm saying. It's maybe they won't, but guys in the comment section, you guys know what I'm talking about. Too many Anas do that, and I accept tank players. We have our flaws. We make our mistakes. That's true. We do dive off at 20%, and Ana's not strong enough. It's Mercy has to come to the rescue and do the res. I will concede not every tank player plays conservatively with the healer, but most tank players like myself, the veteran tank players, we in general are always on the point, and we're always in your LOS. Your priority should always be keeping the tank up, DPSing second. I know you believe you're a support player, and I believe that you believe that. Please don't come after me. But your primary function is to heal. The game does retain roleplay. It is a role-playing shooter until they switch to a free-for-all and get rid of roles. For the time being, it would benefit you and all of us together to have you focused on healing first, DPS second. And that's why we choose Mercies, because Mercy players are generally, for the 90% of the time, that entire role base, all the players in the Mercy queue generally stick to pure healing, and that's very, very attractive for a tank player. See you in the next one.